So is it loving what we do or actually doing what we love? So most time when we are asked to love what we do, most likely it is somebody else's vision. And because it is somebody else's vision, we got to love it so as to be effective and get that vision accomplished. A typical example is when we are hired to do a job, it is someone's vision. It is a founder's vision, it is a company's vision. So the best thing is to love it, to be able to make effective or maximum contribution to it. But when we are asked, to do what we love, it's being referred to as doing our own vision. It's in regards to our own vision. You can love what you do because it is somebody's vision. But when it comes to your own vision, it is something that you have been wired to love. You don't have to struggle to love it. Loving your own vision, okay, is natural. Okay, so it is doing what you love. Somebody doing what he loves will beat somebody loving what he does anytime, any day. That's the essence of this video. My name is Jide. I live in Guelph, Canada. So from time to time, I come up to share videos that challenge the status quo, that makes people stop, think, and make a decision to make a transformation, a change that is significant for their lives. I believe strongly in having our mentality reviewed from time to time and changing our mindset if it needs to be changed so as to move in the direction that we need to move. If we are stuck in life, that is not the time to be sad or to blame the government or to blame the family we came from or to shift the blame to our spouse or anybody. It is time to sit down and do a deep reflection of what we could have done better, making the necessary changes to move forward. If we have been going to our 9 to 5 for the past 5 years and 10 years, but we seem not to be fulfilled, we need to stop and ask the question, what are we getting wrong? Or what are we not doing correctly? So why do we do what we love? The real goal is to find what we love to do. That is the real goal. That is the essence of living. I love doing what I'm doing currently. In fact, I wish I had started to do this since 2017, that I got an inspiration to do videos like this. Do you get it? So I must definitely should have listened to my inner voice. Why do I get motivated to do this video even though I have just 41 subscribers on this video, on this channel? It's because this is one of the things I love to do. While I love people to subscribe to my channel, it is not what motivates me to do a video like this. So there are so many of us that there are some things we love to do, okay, that is not motivated by how much we are paid to do it. And those things, they are things that make impact on people. They are things that one or two people have really told us that they love us doing it. They are the things that inspires us when we wake up to see those things. Take this for an example. A car manufacturer, when he manufactures a car and sees the car built, sold and being used and gets a positive report on the vehicle, it inspires the manufacturer to do more to manufacture that same brand. So if a manufacturer is getting a negative feedback on a particular brand of the vehicle, most likely it may stop the manufacturing of that brand. Okay, like Toyota did from Matrix brand of car, it stopped its production since 2013. But there are brands that it keeps making because it gets positive feedback and is inspired to manufacture more of it. Let's take that analogy and apply it to ourselves. We are manufacturers of visions. We are take ourselves as manufacturers of solutions for our world, of creators of products and services for our world. The more of those products and services we create, the more feedback we get. Okay? So now, one of those products or services we create, we really inspired people such that we get positive responses from the people that those products and services has made impact on. And the more of those feedbacks we get, the more passionate we become, the more stronger we become convinced in the impact of those things, the more motivated we get those things done. Anytime I wake up and I see one of my videos being liked, or I see one or two persons who watch my video, it's enough motivation for me to wake up the next day to do another video. Even though I am not getting paid for this, it satisfies me more than the job I get paid for. Now, here is the thing. There are things that we are created to do. We are wired to do. They are not the things that we do because of money. They are the things we do because they make us happy. One, they inspire us. Two, they give us memories. How many of us, if I ask us now, how many of us remember any wonderful moment we had in our workplace the last year or 5 years ago? Like, if I ask us now, if we are asked, do we remember memorable moments at our workplace? Most likely no. Or if we are asked to list top 5 memorable events of our lives in the last 5 years, most likely none of those events will be at the workplace. There might be events we spent with people. There might be the times we spent with loved ones. There might be the times we created things we love to create because they resonate with us. Most likely, those are the memory events we will remember, not the time we spent at work. But come to look at it, we get paid for those things we do at work. Why were they not part of the things that we should have listed as being memorable to us? So that tells us something, that it is not what we get paid to do that will leave an impact in our life. Okay? It is not those things we get paid to do. It is those things we are designed to do that we are not even motivated to do so because of getting paid for it, but because it gives significance to who we are. So we're at a critical time in history now that individuals should become influencers in their area of calling, in their area of giftedness, because nothing else would make us have the force of impact in our time and generation except those things that comes from within, that is not motivated by money. No company will pay us enough to fulfill our vision. We need to start doing something about our vision. And here's the next thing. While so many of us are influencers, but we are afraid, we are scared of what people will say if we begin to do things that we love to do. But we need to separate facts now. There are people that talk about doing things that they love, but what are the things that we are being referred to? We're being referred to rather as being things that we love. There are some people that are involved in indulgences. They claim it is love. No. If a young guy watches pornography for 5 hours, he might love pornography, but that's not what I am talking about in this video. Okay? Because pornography is self-indulgence. It doesn't add value to anyone. In fact, it destroys values in relationship. It's not productive. Okay? It is an abnormality. Okay? It is a weakness in personality. So I'm not talking about watching movies all day. Someone may say, yeah, I love to watch movies. Do you think that is what you are talking about? Do I think? No, I am not talking about watching movies. I am talking about creating products and services. Okay? that is deeply in resonation with what we are passionate about. And somebody somewhere can buy it or can watch it or can use it and be inspired and become a better person. Nobody become better person by indulging in things they call they love. So we need to be clear on what does it mean to do what we love. Let's take this video for example. If I wake up tomorrow and see this video and somebody likes it, somebody is inspired, okay, to make a significant progress in their life, that is what I classify as doing what I love. Because right now, I'm not getting paid to do this, but I'm happy. I am passionate doing what I am doing right now. 5 years, 10 years from now, somebody somewhere is going to be inspired by this video. Even if I don't get paid for it, it's enough to satisfy me. But here is the thing. There is no one that is consistently doing what they have been created to do, what inspires them to do, that doesn't get paid. Because it is a natural law. Sowing and reaping is a natural law. There is no way you can sow the seed of your being, of your creativity, that you will not be rewarded. So we need to come to this table. We need to dig our own well. We need to start digging our own well. We need to start creating the world we want. Gone are those days that we are trained, we were educated to look for wealth. We are taught to write resumes, okay, to apply for a job and to get paid. But now things have changed. Resume is no longer working as it used to be. So we now need to go back, okay, to rediscovering our purpose, our vision. Those things that we naturally do, that comes to us consistently, even though we are afraid. And here's the thing. Most likely, most of us are so powerful that we are even scared of doing what we are created to do, what we have been wired to do, because it scares us. Some of us are also afraid of what somebody will say. Okay, we are trying to not step on people's toes. What if I start doing this and people get angry at me? But I want to tell you today, let them get angry. Let them get angry. We don't need we don't need anybody's permission right now. We have gotten to a point we can no longer play small because it is affecting us. Bills are mounting up every day. We are loading up credit card every day. These are enough things to destroy. Why would we allow our fears to, in the fear of somebody saying, why are we doing what we are doing? Somebody that is about to be killed, okay? Someone that's about to be killed cannot afford to start rationalizing solutions that he needs to get out into safety. Whatever a man or a woman needs to do to avoid being killed, he will do it. So we are at a point that we are almost being consumed, okay, by financial pressures, by the rising cost of groceries, housing, shelter, children's education, and we are asking ourselves, when are we going to have enough money, okay, to handle the challenges, the needs of life staring us in the face? The short-term solution is to go get a job, which most of us focus on as if it's a long-term solution. Getting a job is a short-term solution, and for most people, it's not even working. Those people doing 9 to 5, there are so many people right now, even their 9 to 5 job is not sufficient for them to meet basic necessity of life, let alone run their vision. How much more those that are currently in the job market actively searching for jobs? While the short-term goal should be to get a job, the real long-term go. The real thing we should be doing aside going to our 9 to 5 should be to identify the forces of nature within us waiting for manifestation. One thing is that if we allow our voice to start being heard, and when I mean voice, I mean those things you do so well that one or two persons has told you about it, that is making impact in people. It could be videos like this, it could be handcraft, it could be painting, it could be music, it could be inventions, it could be a way of the way you manage people, or probably you are a startup comedian. There is something that you didn't even go to school to study. Probably it was passed down to you by your parents or by your ancestors, or something you just found yourself doing. There are things we find ourselves doing. They look unofficial. They are not taught in school. They are not certified like it is. But those things are your own voice in a crowded world. Those things is the voice that is waiting to get paid. And most times, going to school sharpen the skills. Actually, in the real sense, the things that will make us significant, that will make our names to be written in the sand of time, is not those things we go to school to study. It is things that we found out ourselves. We found a strong why behind it. School only educated it. School only gave us a platform to make it better. Okay? School only provided a platform to make those things more global and more generational. The things that we have been crying for, and there's something that we need to know. If we are finding unsatisfaction, we are insatisfied, we are not satisfied with who we are. If we are constantly feeling the sense of emptiness, constantly asking what is missing, even though we are making all the money at work, even though there seems to be things going on, well, most times it is not because something is it's not because there's no money. It is because the voice inside us is not finding an expression. And what should we begin to do today? We should allow that voice to find an expression in us. That's it. We should allow that voice to find an expression in us. For so many of us, the voices of expression is crying. We need to now interpret it the right way. There is no one today that is not born with a gifting, with a unique view of the world. Everyone has a unique view of the world. Why? Because everyone on the world is a piece in the puzzle that makes the whole picture. There is no one born by accident. For science proves that each of us has a unique fingerprint. Each of us have a unique set of DNA that is completely different from our ancestors. So no two persons are exactly the same. There is a reason for this. There must be a cause. Some of us are blacks. I am black. Some of us are white. Some of us are brown. Some of us are yellow. There is a cause. And where we get in trouble is because we listened to the media to give us interpretation of who we are. We have allowed the media, we have allowed the politicians to give us an interpretation of the differences that we have observed in us. Those differences have been put there by nature to tell us how unique we are. But while we are seeking the interpretation of the differences that we have observed in ourselves, we got poisoned. We got poisoned. A child is born loving everyone. But when he gets into the world, he begins to make observation and he begins to ask questions. Why we have different skin colors? Why we have different characteristics, different behaviors, different personalities? And in the process of finding answers to those differences a child observed in his world, he gets poisoned by the adults that is supposed to know better. He gets poisoned by the adult that misinterprets his observation to him. So while he was born with creativity, he got poisoned by the adults, okay, in his world. So many of us are a victim of the adults that were in our world where we were seeking for meaning, where we were seeking for clarity of things, for definition of who we are. So many of us were a victim of the environment we grew up. Some of us blacks grew up to be poisoned by what other skin colors represented. Okay, some of us were poisoned by the wrong interpretations of those unique things that we found in ourselves. We had unique abilities, but when we were growing up, some of our parents shut us down. They told us those things are not necessarily, we should focus on our books. Now we are focused on our books and our skills now have become irrelevant. We need to get back to what we were born with. What we were born with supersedes what we were trained in school at. What we were born with supersedes what we learned in the school. We need to get back to what we were born with. That is the clue to our manifestation, to our domination in the world of chaos, of political unrest, geopolitical crisis, of rising inflation, of loss of identity. People's identity are being stolen today, and if we must make progress, we need to come back to ourselves to understand what the media, what strange interpretations have we subjected ourselves to that have stopped us from voicing out. So many black people don't want to come on video because they are afraid. They are scared of criticism. Don't forget that it's not going to be easy. Making your voice known is not going to be an easy thing. Okay, creating the products that you want to see in the marketplace is not going to be easy. Nobody says it's going to be easy. Okay, but currently, is it really easy? Going to a 9-to-5 job, okay, having to endure mental stress, okay, at work, is it easy? Earning and what the value of your of the dollar of the money gets eroded every day. Is it an easy thing to cope with? But I strongly believe that we need to get to a point that we should move from loving what we do to actually doing what we love consistently, solving problems for people, make impact on one person at a time. It's a matter of time. The universe has a way to reward you, okay, based on the potentials you carry. If you have been inspired by any writer today, if you have been inspired by any movie star today, if you have been inspired by any athlete today, it is because they listen to the voice of their passions. They were never satisfied with blending with the crowd, with doing what everybody is doing. Those things that keeps you awake every day, crying for expression, makes you different from anybody. So you wouldn't find anybody, okay, saying things exactly the way you do, because it is you. It is your own thing. It is your own feed. It is your own. It's something unique to you. So stop looking for interpretation somewhere. If you have seen this video today and you have watched this far, this is a wake-up call to get the right interpretation for the voice of passion crying for expression inside you. This video is my own voice of passion crying for expression. So and anybody that has ear is inspired by this video, and that is all I need to keep going. So if this video inspires you, I want you to like it and subscribe to my channel, and let us have a world of people that have let go their fears, that have let go of strange interpretation of their word, and are ready to damn the consequences, go with courage to take their mountains and make their voice heard and inspire many people in their lifetime. So thank you for watching this video. See you again. Bye.